my friends, to the Aquarian. It's been a while since I've done a video. Such is life. It's been challenging, especially for somebody who pays attention to global affairs, foreign and domestic, because of America's role in the world, which is where I happen to find my place. A big part of what I do and what I've been doing with the Aquarian is an alternative form of spirituality in community, offering an alternative ideology, yea, even a cosmology put together syncretically, non dogmatically, inclusive, but it is exclusive in, in some ways. You are not invited to participate in Aquarianism if you are thinking that the Bible is a literal piece of work. A big part of this is showing the allegorical nature of it, deliteralizing it, spiritualizing it, so that we don't look at passages and take them literally. If you followed what the Bible told you to do literally, you would have a situation we have like in Israel and America and the world, namely them pushing us towards a World War III. The Christians secretly pushing for it because it is a sign of the return of Jesus. Well, we look at it in a historical, critical context. We discover how this text came together, the situation surrounding it, in which it came about. We look at it through its functionality. What has it done? And then this is how we are reapproaching. Forgive my phone holder. Hopefully the audio is well. Reapproaching how we do religion. In its best form, it is our attempt at the further developing our consciousness, bringing about strength, unity, health. So when the religions aren't doing those things, we got a problem. And I get criticized for, especially Christians, who say that I'm divisive in what I'm doing with telling people that Jesus, Moses are ahistorical, non historical characters, fictional, mythological. And then furthermore, I go into their function, how they're working in controlling the minds and the hearts of many, dividing us, keeping us in servitude, in an unhealthy manner. There is a healthy way to be at service to others as ourselves without what's an unhealthy way of that exchange. Slavery, control against our will and against our the dignity that we possess as human beings. When we fully divorce all sense of religion, not religiosity, but let's just say spirituality, we, out of our ideologies, we can dehumanize people easier. But the Bible dehumanizes people. Whether the chosen people and the others, the Canaanites are dogs, Esau, Edom, Rome, Egypt, Persia, Greek, whoever isn't Israel is to be wiped out and subdued. That's what the prophecies call for. This is the book. And the people who wrote it, are the people who are the heroes and win in the end. And whenever they lose, a temple gets destroyed, they blame it because they weren't faithful enough to this genocidal text. We have God, after giving the 10 Commandments to Moses, one of them saying, "Thou shalt not kill." But really, the translation out of Hebrew isn't even commandments. It's like the 10 guidelines the rabbis will talk about, suggestions, even. And then when it says, don't kill another or from your neighbor, it's just written in a tribe. Here's a example of historical criticism. It was written in a time where the tribalism of this nation was more evident. Which, I mean, tribalism we condemn and we talk about it in a negative tone, but when you find out, it's also it's a strength. It can be. We've got so, and that's tricky because to Aquarian we want to be oh, inclusive, and but there is something about protecting your own culture and people. Blacks are allowed to have this solidarity. They to look at support black businesses, Black Lives Matter. Jewish people, APAC. Don't even get me started on APAC, a foreign entity who gives billions of dollars. Politicians pays them. So when your biggest donor is the American Israel Policy Committee, we they take ownership over our country, and it's for a foreign country. And how they get away with it? Because of Christianity. Kufi, Christians United for Israel, John Hagee, who and his other these pastors, the other evangelical one before Hagee, got $1 million jumbo jet. I think he even had two of them. These people introduced the Schofield Bible, which even made it more pro-Israeli than it was. And then some even vow for taking out the anti-Semitic parts of the Bible, the New Testament. But it was written by Jewish people. So can you have Jewish people who are anti-Semitic? They'll say yes if you're critical of them. Norman Finkelstein, a wonderful hero, Jewish man who is critical of Israel. Max Blumenthal, another one. I push for, I know I'm not alone, that there is a target, especially on white people. And lots of this comes out of the scriptures of Judaism and then Christianity, namely the Gentile being synonymous with the non-Jewish person. And in the context of what it was written, mostly white people are considered to be Esau, firstborn brother before Jacob, who lived, would become Israel. All fictitious characters, but created to dehumanize the other. They talk about the other nations. The Hebrew word for nations is goyim, as cattle. After Moses received the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai, totally fictitious, in front of a million Israelites, totally fictitious, he and his brother or whatever, Aaron, were charged with going into Canaan and to kill the man, woman, and children, to rip the suckling babies from their mother's teat and dash their head upon a stone, and to kill even all the livestock, not even leaving a cow alive. They did commit genocide as they were commanded to, which is totally, this is all fictional, but in the story that they take literally. Moses finished. The Israelites are punished for not killing all of the cattle. And therefore, they would suffer for generations beyond for that sin, for not going 1,000% for genocide. You see how these ideologies are not healthy for a successful running world, communities, society. What can we do? And what have I heard rabbis do is spiritualize it and look at it on that level, where when it says Edom, Esau, that's the evil inclination with, but they literalize it. They literally say it's Rome, and then they go and take down Rome. They say it's Egypt, the Egyptians, Ra, the god Ra. The name Ra literally means evil in Hebrew. They sacrificed the golden calf because it was sacred to the Egyptians as Hathor or Apis. And then killing the firstborn. How immoral is that? Oh, well, God, and that's how he works. Or he used to be a really shitty God, but then when Jesus came, he stopped being that way. Why would you ever want to worship anything that was once that way? And then the God, I thought he was eternally omnipresent, omnipotent, uh, non-changing, hardening hearts, God commanding the sickest of things. Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Samuel, horrible things. People just don't read it, I don't think. You get the nice little cherry picked ones on Sunday. Occasionally, maybe they'll take up one that's a little bit more difficult and then just have to beat around the bush. So Christianity doesn't have to offer us some good things. Yes. What does a negative thing that it offers us? The continuation of these Hebrew scriptures. Trog and Trog. Oh, good to see you, brother. Yeah, I haven't been on here for a bit. And today's message isn't as spiritual as it is. It's theological, ideological, forward thinking, communal. How might the Aquarian function? Really? On college campuses? Putting up signs that say, Jesus and Moses and Jacob are allegories, are symbolic metaphors, not literal, not historical. But that doesn't mean that we can't do spirituality. And I recommend resurrecting the traditions of your ancestors, the names for the gods of the, that they used. That the Jewish religion through Christianity and Islam destroyed. What can we bring forward from Christianity? That they have. What else has meetings? Everything. Uh, that it offers spiritual guidance, a sense of community, togetherness, humanitarian communal work, answers to questions of ultimate concerns, many answers, as long as they're healthy ones, not ones that involve a certain an Armageddon war. That would just be great if we could do that, you know. All right, my loves, I'm gonna come back into we'll do more of a spiritual. I haven't done a service lately. To a mass to bring our intentions together for not the Armageddon. And let us also seek to bring in some positive juju. I know that is one of the. I used to like going to church because afterwards, usually I'd feel better. There's healing. Of we've all been traumatized. If you haven't been traumatized, then you haven't engaged in this freaking world. From me to you, my lovers, Liam T. Jarrett signing off.